Today we come to you from one of the island's natural harbors. It's awash with the stories from our indigenous settlers and the colonial powers. One that sits in an era that boasts of being the capital city of our country. Welcome to Kingston, welcome to the waterfront. It's National Heritage Week, and as always, we're happy you join us. Hi, I'm Theodore Henry, and on today's edition of Jamaica Magazine, we go up the road and round the corner to the parish of Portland. We'll also be taking a walk down memory lane with Nanny of the Maroons and so much more. So as always, join in the celebrations, man. Enjoy our offerings. Do stay with us.
Secondary level students enter the poster competition with digital or illustrated pieces, and tertiary level students, the photo competition is for you.
The topic for the poster and photo competition is Jamaica's music, the stage for growth and development.
All entries must be submitted by Sunday, October 28th.
For additional information, visit the JS website at www.js.gov.jm. Email heritageposter, heritagephoto, all at js.gov.jm.
Good day, I'm Stephen McHugh, and this is your JIS News for Wednesday, October 10. There has been a significant improvement in the case disposal rates of the courts. This refers to the ratio of new cases disposed of in the same period within which they were filed.
So when we look at the case disposal rates in the corporate area and in the Westmoreland Parish Court, they have the highest disposal rates of 62% to 63%.
The Justice Minister gave the update in Parliament Tuesday, citing the Chief Justice's statistics reports for the parish courts of Jamaica for the period January to June 2018. He told the House that the progress in the case disposal rates was proving to be a catalyst for improving the case clearance rates across parish courts.
The case clearance rate is a ratio of new cases filed to cases completed, regardless of when those cases commenced. The overall clearance rate for the second quarter of 2018, this is the last quarter, was 98%, an improvement of 9 percentage points over the first quarter. Although these results indicate that there are still more new cases filed than cases disposed of across the parish courts, the overall direction is quite positive for the reduction of the criminal case backlog.
An additional 500 cameras have been procured under the Jamaica Eye program and will be installed over the coming months. Senior Director for Modernization and Strategic Projects in the Ministry of National Security, Arvell Grant, gave that update during a meeting of the Rotary Club of St. Andrew North on Monday. He said 400 CCTV cameras had already been mounted in public spaces across the island. By early next year, 1,000 cameras should be installed and fully integrated into the system. Jamaica Eye, which was launched in March, is a public-private partnership designed to network CCTV cameras owned by the ministry, as well as accommodate feeds from privately owned cameras. The feeds will provide useful footage in relation to criminal activities and other emergencies and will be monitored by a team of security professionals. Government will be rolling out an education campaign on the impending ban on the importation, manufacture, distribution, and use of specific categories of plastic packaging materials. Government Senator Matthew Samuda says the campaign will, among other things, highlight alternative packaging options.
There is nothing that the government has banned that does not already have existing alternatives in the marketplace. It would be improper of the government to push one alternative versus another. I think through the public education campaign, it will come out as to the varying alternatives that are there.
Mr. Samuda made the disclosure during Friday's sitting of the Senate. The ban, which starts January 1, 2019, relates to single-use plastic bags, expanded polystyrene foam, commonly referred to as styrofoam, and plastic drinking straws. It does not apply to bags used to maintain public health or food safety standards, such as those utilized to package raw meats, flour, sugar, rice, and baked goods, such as bread. Senator Samuda says discussions are being held with local companies regarding funding to retool their operations in order to manufacture more environmentally safe products. The University of Technology and the Bureau of Standards have signed a Memorandum of Understanding for the incorporation of metrology into the science and engineering curricula at UTech. The MOU will support the development of curricula for undergraduate and graduate programs, providing tertiary students with training and awareness sessions, along with access to resource materials in the completion of projects and research. President of UTech, Professor Stephen Bassiani, says the importance of the science measurements cannot be overstated, and the university recognizes the importance of ensuring students' competence.
UTech Jamaica wholeheartedly welcomes the Bureau of Standards on board for this collaboration, which will enable the incorporation of metrology and the introduction of the rudiments of standards and quality into the engineering and science curricula.
The MOU was signed last Thursday at the university's Pepin campus. And finally, the statue of Jamaican Olympian Shelly Ann Fraser-Pryce will be unveiled this Sunday, October 14, at Statue Park in the National Stadium. Sport Minister Olivia Grange says the unveiling of the statue was timed to coincide with the commemoration of Heritage Week, as Shelly Ann is one of Jamaica's modern-day heroes, whose accomplishments are an inspiration for the entire nation. She says the statue will be unveiled by Prime Minister Andrew Holness during a special ceremony starting at 4 p.m. The minister is inviting the public to attend the ceremony and witness the unveiling of the bronze statue. Shelly Ann's statue, which was designed by renowned Jamaican sculptor Basil Watson, is the second to be completed under the Jamaica 55 Legacy Program. The first was of world record holder and Olympic champion Usain Bolt. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Stephen McHugh. Thanks for watching.
I'm Chef Martin McGinley, Executive Chef at Round Hill Resort and Spa, and I started cooking at 15 and I've continued to cook now. So that's close to 35 years now. My main focus is LCCC, Light, Clean, Caribbean Cuisine. That's what I stand by, that's what we look for, and that's what we demonstrate here at Round Hill. A lot of clients who come here, they know what they come for. You know, they come for a lifestyle. They come to eat the purest food, they come to relax. So our expectations are very high. Well, Jamaica has the big bold flavors. You know, we have the Scotch bonnet, you have the jerk, the ginger's real spicy, and everything's super fresh. You know, fresh is when you're able to pick it and you're able to use it at the same time. I have a program here at Round Hill called See, Touch, and Taste, where we're able to take the guests to our organic garden. They get to see it, they get to touch it, and we bring it back to the kitchen and get to taste it. That's fresh. Now, when you working with the freshest ingredients and freshest product, it takes you to the next level. Why come to Jamaica? To experience the people, the culture, and the food. Because it is unbelievable when you're able to come to an island and get all those three things wrapped into one. It's amazing. And they got great beaches and sunshine is here too as well.
As we reflect on the real significance of National Heritage Week, it's only a given that we bring you stories from our national heroes. Take a look.
Mante, my name is Marcia Douglas, currently the acting colonel of the Charleston Maroon Community, the Chief. Welcome to our museum. So the role of Nanny of the Maroon in Freedom for the Maroon is that she provide, or she make herself into the diligent leader that one would have been looking for. One with spirituality, one with the zeal of moving on, and one with the zeal to protect. And so what she did was to ensure that her people had been served the right way, in which she ensures that they were no longer in slavery. So what she did was to undermine the British on the plantation with the help of her two sisters, Mishibo Kwashi and Shanti Rose. And so doing that, they took their people to the mountains where they had an advantage over the British. The British had to import dogs or bloodhounds from Cuba to hunt them down. Now later on, when the treaty was signed and Jamaica gained independence, it was really a hard tussle for people to recognize Nanny for who she was. Thanks to recent Colonel Harris of Moortown, who had made that one of his deepest dream and one of his aim, one of the most sustainable things that he was going to work on, so that Nanny could have been today the national heroine of Jamaica.
Coffee was introduced to Jamaica in 1728. Creighton Estate was established around 1765, and the Blue Mountain Range and the central region of Jamaica, which is the Grand Ridge of Jamaica, were the major coffee producing regions. Currently, we are fully certified under the Rainforest Alliance, and we are the very first entity in the Caribbean region to attain that certification. Now, the Blue Mountain Range of Jamaica is a microclimate of the island and has provided the perfect conditions for growing the Arabica coffee. A typical day in the Blue Mountain, the most sunlight is in the mornings from about 11:32 to 4 p.m. You know, this is the weather that we experience. This is a norm in the Blue Mountain. It's nothing unusual, you know, for the range to be covered with mist. And after sunset, the temperature basically goes below 20 degrees Celsius. So those are the perfect ingredients to develop high quality coffee. You know, the culture here is rich. We're an extremely creative, you know, set of people. In Jamaica, there's everything. If you're a nature lover, we have it. If you like the wetlands, we have it. You know, great coffee, you know, great food. You know, God has been good to us. You know, God has been good to us. The universe has been good to us, you know, as a country. You know, and, this rock, I love it, man. I love it.
How much do you know about the national fruit of our country? Watch as we share with you some of the stories of the Ackee.
Give me back me soap and blue. Give me back me soap and blue.
Riddle me this, riddle me that. Guess me this riddle and perhaps not. My father have 3 pickaninnies, and the whole of them head black. Aye, aye, aye.
1 father, 3 pickaninnies, 3 black-head pickaninnies. What could that be?
So short them can't wash.
Over here, sir. Over here, sir. Boy, them ya nowadays people no love read, you know. And you know, it wasn't always like this. Me say 48 years ago, on a day like today, picnic from country and from town did I make haste to learn the brand new national anthem. Line by line, figure sing and ring in the independence. Me see and hear everything with me on 2 eyes. Well, I mean 3. Well, sometimes 4. Ma, me did dip on top of things. I wonder what would have happened if them the picnic they never love read. My father have 3 pickaninnies, and the whole of them head black.
Over 420,000 African slaves were taken to the Americas through the West African slave trade scheme. But slaves and sugar weren't the only things bought and sold along the routes. Tobacco, hemp, guns, and rum were very popular trade items. But it says here that on one of those trips to Jamaica in 1778, something strange came ashore in one of the ships. It was a plant, it says, but it wasn't tobacco, it wasn't hemp, or cotton, or sugarcane.
Yes, I know the story quite well. It passed down from one generational seed to the next. My great-great-great-great-grandfather here make it to this your land, clutch tight in a few great-great-great-great-great-grandfather hand. Hey.
When mama dear, you say you're sick. When mama gone, you get better.
Oh, so Jamaican herbalists and bush doctors prefer to use various plants and bushes from the island's rich flora over traditional medicines to treat several common illnesses. They have found natural treatments for food poisoning, fever, diarrhea, and even the common cold. So that is why my mother used to force feed me Cersei just before school start, explaining she was giving me a washout. And I remember she used to boil this tea from soursop leaves and give it to me for my colds. And what would you know? They actually worked.
Hi! But what is not this doing? No mention of me in my own country's folk medicine history. Me there so long. People use me to wash them clothes, them use me to scour them pot, shine. And as we treat cold, what soursop leaf can do, me can do it better. Halle, 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 halle.
Ah, yes. I have fond memories watching the Carri folk singers perform folk song classics like Under the Coconut Tree, Colon Man, Penny Wheelo. But most of all, I just love to hear them sing Me No Drink Coffee Tea, Mango Time. It was so sweet, you could almost taste it.
You see though? Look how long me there. Long before mango. And just what did mango come out here, you know? Me there from 1778. 232 years now. Me there so long people think of Yassa me come from. Me there so long. Uno know me inside out. Uno pour out me heart every day. And every half mile you walk, you see me standing tall. Uno all give me nickname, make all joke after me. More than that, uno even find a way to cook and eat me. And just because me so common, uno forget me. You know, remember me is my country's favorite thing to sing about.
The things we Jamaicans say. We have a colorful way of putting just about everything, don't we? But wouldn't you agree? Aki is the most colorful of it all. Yes, reading is in fact a good habit to pick up, but I don't need all of this to tell me that Aki is in fact a national treasure. In fact, there was no great debate when George Scott recommended it to then Agriculture Minister John Giles as a national fruit in July 1962.
You're very welcome. Lord, what a night, not a fight.
He had put the question to some of the leading horticulturalists of the time, and the vote came back unanimously in favor of Aki.
Dynamis!
Aki is so many things to so many people. Healer, icon, emblem, and of course, good food. Cheese Aki or butter Aki, whichever way you slice it or spread it. I am so into my Aki. And oh, the answer to the riddle, you guessed it, it was Aki.
So, we journeyed to the parish of Portland and we brought you back some history and beauty. But don't take our word for it, take a look for yourself.
Riddle me this, riddle me that. Guess me this riddle, and perhaps not. You find it at the northeastern tip of the island, with your 2 feet planted on 814 square kilometers of land. If you're in St. Thomas and look north, you'll see it. And if you're in St. Mary, heading east, you can't miss the street. Walk with us as we journey this natural beauty and explore the stories behind 4 places perfect to the place in this paradisiac Portland. Okay guys, so one of our first stops in Portland is at the Charlestown Maroon Village. This is one of 5 maroon settlements in the island.
Welcome to our museum. So the museum in Charlestown is one that you can come to know more about the maroon. We are like the Sankofa bird. We go back to our foreparent time, we take things from then, we keep it for today, for the generation to come. Come see, come see, Wagwan. Now this museum came about was fully developed in 2002, but was open to the public in 2003. Some of these pieces were actually at the members of the community's home. Hey, listen, before you leave Portland, you should definitely visit Fort George, which is at the Titchfield Peninsula in Port Antonio.
The Titchfield Peninsula was first occupied by the British in the 17th century, and soon after Fort George was built in 1729.
And this represented the outshoot of what Port Antonio would eventually become. The thing about the fort is that this is where all of the main offices for the parish were housed. The hospital, the courthouse, small little barracks to hold persons who had offended the crown. Now, over the years, what has happened is that the fort itself has evolved, and it evolved into becoming a school.
Wow, can you imagine all the details and eventful stories that this beauty has seen? After you're done touring with us, you should definitely go and check out the history of this place. But right now, we're headed to a place that stands about 45 feet, something that has lit the shore of the Eastern Harbor since 1888 and overlooks the Caribbean Sea that glistens by day. Where can I find the lighthouse?
Yes, darling. It's
go straight down the road and turn the second turn off on your right. And you go around and turn up on a hill, and you can ask someone people.
Thank you.
You're welcome, my friend.
The Folly Point Lighthouse is made of coral and limestone. It has been in operation since 1888 and is still active to this day. Made of bricks, it's fireproof, it offers a beautiful scene and a lovely view of Monkey Island.
In 1871 actually, a gentleman by the name of Captain Lorenzo Dow Baker sailed into Port Antonio. What he did is that he said to the people of Portland when he left, is that no matter how much banana you can plant and cultivate and reap, I can buy them. So that is how the banana industry started in Jamaica. As a result of that, persons were also staying in the parish as part of the world tourist mecca sort of a thing. It became paramount because of the amount of shipping activities that were taking place in the area that a lighthouse will be created.
Now I did make mention of Monkey Island, and no, there aren't actually any monkeys in this area. But history tells us of a time when some spent a few days at this area. The view alone is something that will pull you in and trap you. Come now. And just by staying with us on this journey, you would have solved the riddle. Because it's not just about where we're at, but what it has to offer. We gave you just a small taste. This Pearl Portland has been absolutely good to us. A natural beauty with many stories to tell.
Students aged 9 to 12 enter the essay competition. Write 500 words on the topic, how has Jamaican music contributed to the country's growth and development?
All entries must be submitted by Sunday, October 28th.
Prizes and surprises await you in the 2018 Jamaica Information Service Heritage Competition.
And that's all we have for you on today's show. But if you missed anything at all, you can watch it all again on our website or our YouTube page. And don't forget to keep up with us via our Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter pages. Remember to join in the Heritage Week celebrations and get your family and friends involved too. On behalf of the entire production team, I'm Theodore Henry. You take care.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.